Gary isn't an ordinary snail. He comes from some weird alien snail planet where his parents are actually the rulers, which makes Gary the prince of this planet.
What are you talking about?
This is Gary's real origin story. It was initially going to be the story for the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run, and they made the concept art for it, but then they scrapped it just for the story to be Gary getting kidnapped.
Gary's royalty?
On a different planet. That explains why he acts so differently compared to other snails. He has a music player underneath his shell. He even at certain points has hands and feet.
Really? I missed this.
When he goes to eat, he has his arms holding a fork and knife. And he has all these different things under his shell, even a house. Something's up with Gary, and that origin story may explain it all.
You know Patrick is a secret genius?
He's the stupidest one on the show. What are you talking about?
There's an episode where Patrick falls off a cliff and his brain gets plugged back in. And when that happens, he becomes a genius. He's the smartest guy in Bikini Bottom. He knows everything. He knows about biology, math. He knows music better than Squidward.
Philosophy, he's got a solid thinking face.
He makes like really high-level comments about how to fly rocket ships.
We could filter the CO2 through our ballast tanks, refire the engines, and ride the shockwave out of here.
Wow.
He's a rocket scientist?
And another episode with Patrick's secret box.
Oh, yeah.
He completely fools SpongeBob into thinking it's just a string inside. And it's really a picture, an unflattering picture of SpongeBob.
At the Christmas party, how can you forget?
But that takes high-level thinking to trick SpongeBob like that.
The inner mechanisms of his mind are an enigma. The scariest character in SpongeBob is SpongeBob.
He is a little on the crazy side.
In the episode Scaredy Pants, SpongeBob is getting scared by everything, left and right. And Mr. Krabs and Squidward play a prank where Squidward dresses out as a Flying Dutchman and scares SpongeBob. And SpongeBob's had enough. He wants to be the scarer, not the scary. So he dresses up as a ghost and tries to scare people, but he can't. And he says it's because he's square and ghosts are round. So Patrick helps him out and he shaves him down so he can be round. And there's a Krusty Krab party where SpongeBob actually scares people until the Flying Dutchman shows up. And he's pissed because SpongeBob and all these other people are impersonating him. He says he's gonna steal SpongeBob's soul and he rips off his costume and SpongeBob looks horrifying. The Flying Dutchman screams and flies away. All the fish scream and run away. It's revealed when Patrick shaved him down. He shaved him down to his brain.
Ugh.
So it was just SpongeBob's eyes and brain bulging out under that ghost costume. It's the scariest image I've ever seen.
Well, I guess Sponge does grow back. Patrick Star and Gary the Snail are first cousins.
First cousins?
They are related by blood.
How does that even make sense? They're not even the same species.
They have an entire family tree detailed in the show. It starts all the way at the top with an amoeba, King Amoeba. Just a green germ. And Queen Mildew, which I think is a fish. I don't know what she is. But somehow they mate and interlock. And they have 4 kids. One of them's like named Prince Dingus.
Nice name.
And if you go down the tree, you see Gary's father, Sluggo. And then Patrick's parents are siblings with Sluggo, Herb and Margie.
Well, I imagine only one of them would be siblings, right?
Oh yeah, probably. Must be Herb. Herb and Sluggo are somehow brothers. And then they had Patrick and Sluggo had Gary.
That must be why Patrick is so slow, because he has a snail brain.
Remember Gary had like a secret connection with Patrick in one episode?
Yeah, he was more fond of Patrick than SpongeBob.
It's because he had food.
Yeah, that's true. Did you know Gary the snail from SpongeBob actually appeared on Cartoon Network?
Did he really?
Well, he kind of did. Do you remember that Where's Gary episode of SpongeBob?
Please come home, 'cause I miss you, Gary.
Oh yeah, best episode.
They had so much marketing behind that. They had a full month of advertisements all over Nickelodeon, during shows, during commercials, and they even went live with Patchy the Pirate, going to different places with different celebrities trying to find Gary, all to build up hype for the SpongeBob episode. And it went so far that Gary actually left Nickelodeon and went all the way to Cartoon Network. In an episode of Dexter's Laboratory, the week that the Gary episode came out, there was a snail for a split second on the screen. that looked exactly like Gary the snail, just a little distorted. But they claim it was just a random snail. But in that time frame, when everyone's looking for Gary, for a snail to pop up, it can't be coincidence. SpongeBob is actually an underwater version of the Truman Show.
Like he's being watched at all times?
Exactly. Everyone around him is a paid actor for the show SpongeBob SquarePants.
What makes you say that?
Bikini Bottom is in the middle of nowhere on the ocean floor. It's a set. And Old Man Jenkins...
Oh, pardon me, young lady. What a fox.
He's been played by over 4 different fish throughout the series, which means that the original actor must have died, and he keeps getting recasted each time they need an old man in a scene.
Yeah, because there's no reason they can't just draw the same Old Man Jenkins.
And then in the episode Gone, everyone leaves Bikini Bottom but SpongeBob. And that's because the whole cast got a day off from filming. And then they come back all on the same bus, and they just claim that it's National No SpongeBob Day and try to play it off.
Well, it's really just vacation.
SpongeBob's being played as a fool for everyone else's entertainment. Did you ever notice how every single fish in Bikini Bottom is clothed? They either have a shirt or pants or both.
Yeah.
Every single one except for Plankton.
Plankton's naked.
Yeah. How is he allowed to just walk around like that?
That's indecent exposure.
Well, I figured out he's not actually naked. That green body is actually a body suit. In one episode, they show that when Plankton takes a bath or gets dressed, his natural color is pink. And he goes to put on his clothes, and it's just a rack of his green bodysuits.
Oh, what?
He has the exact same outfit for every day of the week. It's those green bodysuits that we know Plankton to be.
He's just pink?
He's just pink. He's not really naked in all of the shows. Have you noticed that Larry the Lobster is the only lobster in SpongeBob?
Is that true?
Yeah, because we meet his parents in one episode. On Sponge Guard on Duty, there's an old couple that Larry's talking to, and when they walk off, they say he's a nice boy, just like how they raised him.
But are they lobsters?
No, they're regular fish. But one of the fish, his supposed mom, is Mabel, the old lady that's in every episode.
Oh, really? That's his mom?
Yeah, and if you go back to another episode, we find out that she dated Man Ray at one point. They went to prom together. Now you look at Man Ray, red, muscular, looks like Larry the Lobster.
I don't know if Man Ray's a lobster, though.
Yeah, he does have man in his name, but he's not an ordinary man because when he takes off his helmet, he has no head. So that means Man Ray is this weird spirit that can form fit into whatever suit he wants. So he may have just form fit into that Man Ray suit, just like how he could a lobster shell or any other fish, which could be how he made Larry.